folks, RJ here and welcome to another Queensland 11 video. Well, we're just a few measly hours away before we're out of here and on the road. And on this special video, of course, we're going to bring you the packing and, of course, the wiring of the mobile hub operations. Now this is interesting because we're going to be using two cameras for the packing. This one here, but this camera here as well. So you're going to see both sides. There's a lot of stuff to pack, so let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it. So we're going to get started with the packing methods here. Of course, firing up both cameras now, so let's get straight into it. Let's begin with the common toiletries. Of course, the bottle of Visifix here. Was going to need a shave. The aftershave. Keep the teeth clean. Two bottles actually. It's interesting. Of course, some spare brushes on the trip. In fact, actually, so let's see if we can find a position for these. There we go. Razor. Set the brushes. And don't forget the old care for the cameras. Alright. So this is packed in, of course. We've just now got to tidy this up. Let's take to the magic of speed motion. That's going to be interesting. We might have to split these open. Come on. And there you go. Toiletries all packed, set to go. Now, the hard bit, the cloves. Oops, we seem to have forgotten one more thing here. Shampoo. Need that for the head. Now we can officially seal it up. And there we go. All done. Perfect. Now we can get to the cloves. Now before we get to the cloves, you might recall this from the webcam review video. This is the Trend Micro Titanium security software, and whilst on the trip I'm going to be taking my notebook up, and unfortunately the protection on that's about to run out, so that's going in along with the clothing bag and it won't be activated until New Year. So as I said, or as American Express would say, don't leave home without it. Now packing for a trip is not the easiest of tasks, particularly when you've got to differentiate between on-camera and off-camera wear. And it also usually means trying things on that you haven't worn in many years. And due to YouTube's community guidelines and terms of service, I can't show the full packing, but I can tell you this, it's packed and ready to go. And yep, you guessed it, that sweet shirt is coming along as you see on screen as well. So toiletries packed, bags packed, there's only one thing left to do. Phew, all done. Bags packed and ready to go. Now, let's hook up the power inverter and take you inside the hub we call Mobile Central. And there you go, all the bags are packed and ready to go. They'll be put into here a little later on. And speaking of which, this is the heart and operations of Queensland 11. Behind this door and one seat back is where everything happens. It's not going to be easy filming the shots that are going to be needed for the show, but of course the room is plentiful and enough after all the bags are being put in. So, of course, let me show you a little something behind this door. When we open it up, you're going to see the interior of the heart and hub of Queensland 11's on-road operations. And well, we are inside Queensland 11's mobile hub operations. The first clue is we ain't flying, we're driving. And again, as I said, the social media embargo order prevents me on what vehicle we're taking. But in here it's pretty roomy. I'm sitting here in the back seat operations here. And this is where Queensland 11 is going to be originating from. Wherever it's going to be the trip diary, video diaries and much more. It's all going to be here. But there's one more additional secret I want to share with you. Well, here's the answer to how the whole mobile hub goes. This is a power inverter. As you can see, it converts a standard 12 volt DC or cigarette lighter to a 240 volt, which is Australian voltage regulated power. And that can run things like notebook PCs, fridges and all of that. For this trip, we're running the notebook PC and plus with the USB connector on the power supply. As we mentioned before, the GPS systems on the Nexus 1. Now these aren't easy to get, but they are actually not cheap either. And I'll show you how the wiring does. Now this is where the inverter plugs in at the power connector, which will turn that 12 volt DC into 240 volts AC. So of course, so simple and easy to use. And this is where one of the devices we're going to be using. This is of course is a Nexus 1 imported NextG, and this is going to provide the entertainment and navigation features, as you can see. A little reference to the kitchen. But I'm about to show you something, because Google Maps navigation has just recently come out here in Australia, and I tried shooting this in another vehicle, but it didn't go as planned. I'll just turn the sound back up, if it will allow me. There we go. Now let's say, for example, this will provide the navigation free of charge. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So, for example, we already have, you can't see those locations on here, of course, private information, but let's see if we can go for our hotel. So, let's give it a go. You can see it's starting. You can see it's starting to get the directions. Of course, as normally. Head southeast on Mobile Drive. And there you go. It's actually now picked up, and it will tell us it's got 8 hours and 12 minutes for the trip. And of course, it's going through roads. It has toll roads and everything. And the best thing is, we can switch through and change a layer and change this to satellite mode on top of what we have, and you can see we got ourselves a backdrop of the region, so it'll give us a very good idea of what to expect. So of course, yeah, navigation made easy in the 21st century. This is TripCam, and it's going to be a prominent feature on the RGR TV website. There'll be a still webcam shot every half an hour to see what I'm going to be doing, whether it's me sleeping, working, or, of course, watching the good old mobile Foxtel. You'll all see it here during the trip, and many more, up and back. Trip cam, of course, is not going to be in this quality. It'll be through the webcam as we showed you. But it will take you to the heart and soul of what perhaps is the most ambitious project RGR TV and myself have ever taken. Small mini tour of inside Queensland 11's Heartland operations, on the road and travelling. Well, that's going to do it for this little Queensland 11 video, but in the meantime, take a look at the new Queensland 11 show page at rgrtv.com. Link is, of course, always in the description bar. Click on, have a look. See the latest developments, trip cam, and of course the trip diary. There'll be one more video before the big trip comes around, and that will be the final 24 hours. So until then everybody, this is RJ saying, stay sharp. RGR TV's Queensland 11 is proudly supported and licensed by the Creative Commons movement, a better way to share your work. Visit creativecommons.org and license your next YouTube video with a free licensing tool. Share, remix, reuse, redistribute. Go ahead, give it a go, and make a difference.